Welcome back, Excel enthusiasts. In today's tutorial, we're diving into the powerful world of pivot tables using some exciting gaming industry data. Whether you're an Excel novice or a seasoned pro, pivot tables are a must-have tool in your data analysis arsenal. Here, we have a data set of popular video games across different platforms and regions. But how do we make sense of this data quickly? That's where a pivot table comes in. Now go to Insert, select Pivot Chart, then click OK. In the pivot fields, say you want to know how much revenue was made, so you click on Sales. Which platform made the most sales? Locations where the sales was made. So here we have a breakdown of sales according to each locations: Asia, Europe, North America. Here we have the data sets with game titles, sales figures and more. But what if we want to break down the number of customers by region? Now in the pivot table field list, we will drag name of the game into the row section to list all the games. Next, we will drag customers into values section, which will sum up the number of customers. We will drag locations into the column sections to break it down by region. Notice how the grand total column gives us a quick overview of the total customers for each game across all regions. This pivot table instantly provides the insights we need without sitting through data. We have already created a pivot table to summarize customers by region. But what if we want to analyze game sales over time? That's where Excel timeline feature comes in. With the pivot table selected, go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab and click on Insert Timeline. This feature allows us to filter our data by any date-related fields. This adds a visual timeline control above our pivot table. The timeline displays months, which is great for detailed analysis. But what if you want to see a broader trend? You can easily switch the timeline to show quarters by clicking on the drop-down arrow and selecting quarters. Notice how our pivot table updates instantly as we drag the timeline slider. We can quickly compare sales across different quarters, giving us a clear view of how game performed over time. The timeline is not only more intuitive and visual, but also allows for easy adjustment between different time frames like months, quarters, or even years, all without manually changing filters or adjusting multiple settings. It's a real time saver. We have already set up a pivot table summarizing game sales across different regions. But what if you want to quickly filter the data to focus on a specific location or game? Sure, you can use the standard filter options in Excel, but there's a better way, using slicers. To add a slicer, first click anywhere in your pivot table, then go to the Pivot Table Analyze tab and click on Insert Slicer. For this example, we will select both location and name of the game. Click OK, and you'll see two slicer panels appear on your worksheet, one for locations and one for game names. Want to see sales just in North America? Simply click on North America in the location slicer. The pivot table instantly updates to show only the data for that region. You can do the same with the name of the game slicer to focus on specific titles. Slicers are much more user-friendly, providing a clear visual way to filter your data. They stay visible on your worksheet making it easy to see which filters are currently applied. Plus, they offer a much quicker way to switch between filters without having to open drop-down menus repeatedly. And that's how you make your data analysis more efficient and visually appealing using Excel slices. A pivot table summarizing total game sales for different platforms. We have 5 platforms here: Nintendo, Switch, PlayStation 4, etc. But staring at numbers in a table can sometimes make it difficult to grasp the big picture. To make this data more digestible, let's create a 3D pie chart. First, select your pivot table data, then head over to the Insert tab. Under the charts, click on Pie Chart and select 3D Pie option. Excel instantly generates a chart that visually represents that proportion of sales each platform holds. Each slice of the pie represents a different platform, with the size of each slice corresponding to the sales figures from our pivot table. Instead of scanning through rows of data, you can get instant visual summary that's easy to interpret at a glance. Lastly, we are diving into a visualized data by using clustered column chart. We will take our sales data for different gaming platforms and break it down by location, giving us a clear and detailed view of how each platform performs across different regions. To create a clustered column chart, first select your pivot table data, then go to the Insert tab and find the column or bar chart option and choose Clustered Column. Here's our clustered column chart. Each platform is represented by a different color and the sales data is broken down by region. This chart allows us to compare how each platform performs in different parts of the world. This type of chart is perfect for comparing multiple categories across different groups. In this case, we can easily see how sales for platforms like PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X vary between North America, Europe, and Asia. The clustered columns make these comparisons clear and straightforward. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more Excel tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.